All right, Bill, I got your Tin Man here. And what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you from start to finish how to do everything. And I'm also going to include how to flash because with my computer, and I don't know if this is for everyone else or some people or what, but this is how my computer flashes flight controllers. And it's not just this one, it's every flight controller I ever go to flash. Damn it, I wish I could get the whole thing in picture here. Okay, well, I'm just going to zoom in on the screen because, no, I need to be able to have this too. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Alright, check this out. I'm plugging in the USB. You hear that doo-doo-doo? That means that my computer recognized it, and now it says right here COM5, which is, you know, it'll say, probably say some other COM for years. So I'm going to click, first thing I want to do is flash it, so I'm going to click Firmware Flasher. This is the Super S F4 stack, so it needs the Omnibus F4 SD. Okay. I'm going to put 3.3, which is the newest one, so I'm choosing that. I'm going to click Load Firmware Online, and I'm going to click Flash. Okay, you hear that? It acted as if the USB got unplugged and plugged back in, and nothing else happened. It didn't start flashing, it didn't do anything. And it says up here, failed to open serial port. Okay, so I'm going to unplug the USB. I'm going to click Load Firmware Online again. I'm going to have my hand on my other hand on the USB, and I'm going to click Load Firmware Online. I'm going to plug in the USB, flash firmware. Now you see that? It instantly went into DFU mode and started flashing. And if you didn't notice, as soon as I hit Load Firmware Online, I plugged the USB in, and the second I heard that doo-doo-doo on my computer, I clicked flash. And then it instantly goes into DFU mode. I'm not sure what the deal is. I'm not sure if it does something with the flight controller or it somehow magically makes it go into DFU mode every time. And I do this with every flight controller. It just works every time like that. I don't know why or how. I never have to use the button on the flight controller or solder any wires on any boot pins or anything ever. I just do what I just did, and that's it. So now it's flash 3.3. We're going to move on. I'm going to click connect, and we'll zoom in so that you can see exactly the settings. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set this thing up straight. Oh wait, actually the first thing I'm going to do is go to configuration. I'm going to go down to right here, board and sensor alignment, yaw degrees, and I'm going to put -90, -90. Then I'm going to click save and reboot. Connect. Then I'm going to click calibrate accelerometer. Then when it's done, I'm going to move the quad side to side and make sure it moves the same way on the screen, and yes it does. So I'm done there. I'm going to go on to ports. You got FR Sky, that is UART 3. So I'm going to click serial RX for UART 3. Save and reboot. Connect. We're going to go to configuration. We're going to put it on DShot 600. Scroll down. We're going to put 8K, 8K. Turn off barometer, magnetometer. Magnetometer. Sounds weird. We're going to go down to here and put it on S-Bus. So it needs to say serial and then S-Bus. Turn on dynamic filter and click save and reboot. Next, we're going to go to power and battery. Warning will be 3.0 and minimum will be 2.9. Click save. PID tuning. We're going to pitch and roll P down to low 30s. And then D, pitch and roll, be 25 for roll, 29 for pitch. RC rate 1.75 for pitch, roll, and yaw. I'm going to bring TPA up to close to 40. Click save, go to receiver. You want TAER 1234, which is spectrum. Click the drop down and click spectrum, then click save. Modes, I'm going to set up arm, auxiliary 1. Angle, auxiliary 2. Horizon, auxiliary 2. And air mode, auxiliary 2. Click save. Go to the motors tab. Yes, I understand, even though there's props on. Now we're going to check which way the motors are spinning and fix it accordingly. So I'm going to plug the batteries in. And we're going to spin up motor 1. That's going the right way. Motor 2. That's the wrong way. 3. That's the right way. 4 is the right way. So 3 and 4 are right. I forgot what 1 was. 1 and 2 are wrong. Okay, so we need to change 1 and 2. So I'm going to click disconnect. I'm going to go to BL Heli Suite. Make sure it's on the right COM. Hit read setup. Click OK. Click OK. I'm going to click on, let's see, 1 and 2 need change. So I'm going to click on these 3. So it only shows ESC 1. I'm going to reverse motor direction. Click right setup. Click OK. And then I'm going to click on 2 and click 1 off. So that's only on 2. Then I'm going to click reverse motor direction. Click right setup. OK. Then I'm going to bring them all back. And I'm going to change the beacon delay to 2 minutes, the beacon volume around 150, demag off, and brake on stop on. Click right setup. Click OK. Click disconnect. And unplug the battery. Okay, now we need to go back to the bench. Okay, now we're all done with the setup side of it. So now you're going to get your new model set up in your radio. And once you've done that, you're going to go to the model setup screen. You're going to make sure it's in D16 mode, and then you're going to go down to bind. And you're going to click on it. You could do this one right here, 9 through 16 telemetry on, and click OK or enter. Now it's in bind mode. I'm going to take something like this to be able to push on the bind button. The bind button is right here in the back. Right there. You'll see it when you have it in person. It's a little copper round piece right next to the receiver's antenna. So I'm going to get the batteries almost plugged in. One of them plugged in and then the other one almost in. And then I'm going to push down on that bind button and then plug that second battery in. Let go of the bind button. Now I'm going to push enter again on my radio. I'm going to unplug one of the batteries, then plug it back in. And I don't think I was pushing the bind button all the way. We're going to try that again. I'm going to push bind, enter, enter. I don't know for sure. I just kind of had a feeling that I might not have been pushing it. It's kind of hard to tell if you're pushing the button or not because it has heat shrink over it. Okay, there we go. Okay, I can see the LED on the receiver flashing, so I know it's binding. So I'll push enter again on the radio, unplug the battery, plug it back in. Now it should be bound. So I'm going to try to arm it. And I can already tell right off the bat that it's not going to arm because the LED on the flight controller is flashing blue. So now what we need to do is unplug the battery, take it back to the computer with the radio. Okay, we got the radio. It's still on from earlier. We got the quad plugged back into the computer, and now we're going to connect Betaflight, and we're going to go straight to the receiver tab. Okay, we can see here we don't have any controls, so I could have been wrong on the port, so I'm going to try UART 1. So turn on 1, turn off 3, hit save and reboot. Go back to the receiver tab, and now we have controls. You can see throttle's right around 1,000. It's a little bit above, so I'm going to bring the throttle trim down a little bit right there, as close as you can get to 1,000. So now when I hit auxiliary 1, yep, okay, so now we're ready to go. So now I can disconnect, unplug the USB, and plug the battery back in. And now when I hit arm, it should arm. And there we go. So now we'll go for our first test hover. Alright, so we're still plugged in. Here we go. Oh, something's not right. It's not wanting to fly. So what we're going to do is we're going to double check that the motors are spinning the right way. So I'm going to arm it. Oh, this one's wrong. That one's right. That one's right. That one's right. So we got motor 1 wrong. I don't know how that happened. But what we're going to do is plug the USB back in. Actually, I don't need to show you this because you already know what to do. You go into BL Heli Suite and reverse motor direction. So I'll be right back after I do that. Alright, got that taken care of. Now we'll try our test hover. So I'm going to plug in the battery. And here we go. Oh, wow. I say that every time I fly one of these. I just love them so much. They're just so quiet and so powerful. It's awesome. So much punch. And they fly so smooth, just perfect. I'm going to put it, it's in acro right now, or air mode. I'm going to put it in angle. Ah, flies so good. So much power. Alright. Nice test hover. So now we'll bring it back to the bench and we'll check the FPV. And here it is. Looking lovely. The OSD is working. It's just off screen right now, so you can set it up. Oh no, you have to actually turn everything on. On 3.3, they leave everything off. Anything earlier than 3.3 and everything is on stock and you have to turn each thing off. But on 3.3 everything's off and you have to turn things on. So I'm just going to leave everything off for you, and you can turn on whichever things you want. But as you can see, it's on and looking lovely. So that's everything pretty much. Besides the canopy, I told you. So I'm just waiting for the canopy in the mail. This is the one that I did a crappy paint job on, but I'm gonna just send this to you so you can get this ASAP. And then when I get the correct canopy, I will ship it to you, and you can just slap it on there. I mean, it's pretty easy to put on yourself, so. Damn it. But other than that, yeah, it's ready to go. So there you go, man. The Tin Man. All right, thanks, Bill.